And this should be an interesting knife, because if it is anything like the pictures I've seen, it's going to be absolutely something, let me tell you. Here we go. We got the zipper pouch right there. Otherwise, a pretty unboxing experience so far. And here is, ooh, man. Holy smokes, guys. There is the knife. Looking absolutely wild. I have a wiping cloth here. Oh, man. Chunk of knife. This is my kind of knife all day, right? This is the I can't believe this is a folding knife kind of knife. Absolutely sign me up. Oh, man. Look at this. It is pretty wide, even with the side profile and everything. It's also pretty thick. And I mean, it's looking all kinds of things. It's looking steampunk, futuristic, cyberpunk. I don't even know what all kinds of punks in here. We got frag pattern, crazy milling, diagonal milling here. We have a little slider there. Purple titanium handles, which look pretty good. We have a massive titanium backspacer as well. Also works as your lanyard solution. And overall, I mean, it's checking all the boxes for a pocket tank, right? A pocket chunk of beef folding knife. We have pivot colors with chunky, big size hardware, right, on both sides. Titanium pocket clip, not reversible on this premium of a knife. I'm sure that was intentional. Opening hole, fuller, thumb stud. I mean, which one do you want? They give you everything. You got your thumb stud, check. Opening hole, check. Fuller, check. And then even a front flipper. Jims all the way to pretty much up, but not around. And no back flipper. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get this thing deployed here. Whoa, bam. Whoa, bam. I gotta tell you, that was actually a workout. Let me do that again. That was a workout for my thumb. I mean, you are pushing a chunk of blade out of your hand. But we have obviously a very interesting blade geometry here. Take a look. Bee blasted finish, which Remette really knows how to do. They absolutely do a great job with a bee blasted finish, no doubt. I'm gonna get it just a nice little wipe right here. By the way, I don't know why I'm thinking of some similarities with the Falcon. The Falcon was also a Tanto in a way, but I mean, they're completely different models. If you know the Remette RT Falcon or Peregrine Falcon, you'll know what I'm talking about. Obviously, we got a Tanto right here with another kind of reverse Tanto going on up there. Dual flat grind zones and a great plunge grind. I mean, look at this thing right there where my nail is. That is looking nice. You'll be able to sharpen this one for a good time, right, without a smile. And I mean, we're dealing with a good chunk, good chunk of blade. Should probably get my calipers out here, Miguel. Let's get a reading here. 0.22, right? Thickness on the blade. That's crazy. Then we got, let's do a quick thickness on the handle here. 0.57, right? Definitely got some thickness there for sure. And I know somebody's going to be in the comments like, well, my Benchmade bug out is way lighter than that, And listen, fam, let me just set it down for a second so you guys can take a better look. I know, obviously, I mean, it's no secret that lighter knives, slimmer knives exist. I mean, we feature so many here in the channel. Something as slim as the Parallel, right, from Boss Steed, definitely checks that box, and still premium with titanium materials, premium steels, and all that. We also like the pocket beef, right, pocket chunk of titanium overbuilt knives like this Tundra from CJRB, which we have featured here recently. We'll do a size comparison here later on to some other beefy knives. But, in the knife world, right, obviously there's a little bit of everything for everybody, right? You come to a point in your knife journey where you already enjoy the best budget knives out there. Then you start getting into premium knives, and there's so many to choose from, so many options. There's like a brand new company coming out every 6 seconds in the knife world, which is amazing, right? Great time to be a knife enthusiast. And then you have the overbuilt, kind of bonkers, obnoxious, intentionally kind of pocket beef, pocket tank like this. And I'm here for it, right? Absolutely sign me up. It's kind of one of those things that's really going to spice up your collection for sure. All right, thumb stud is pretty good. Thumb stud deployment, that is. Reverse flick, pretty solid. And I'm using the hole right there. I wonder if using the fuller, yeah, this is way too low. So if I'm going thumb, I'm going to go for the stud there. If I'm going reverse flick, I could get the fuller, but obviously with the hole, you have much better, right, chances of not failing it. The deployment, front flipper, pretty good. There we go. Oh yeah, that is absolutely functional, well-tuned. You're not going to fail it. It's also not going to be one of those meat grinders sort of front flippers that's just there to like destroy your thumb. Right, not the case here. It's actually pretty grippy, but also nice and pretty smooth there. As far as the frame lock, yes, we do have a frame lock here with a good access from the show side, a little bit of a cutout. Also got some milling going on the liner lock, or sorry, lock bar. Steel insert for steel on steel contact. That engagement is actually, I mean, look at the look at the thickness of that blade. I mean, by the time this works its way over to the right, you got like a bajillion flips left to go. And I don't know, maybe what, 20% or so right? 20% or so engagement. That's pretty good. Drop shot action. I mean, it's barely breaking in, but you know it's going to be, right, a somewhat heavy blade. There we go. And I do like the click, the acoustics, right? Getting a feel for the detent. Right, pretty well-tuned detent. You don't want it to be extra stiff with a chunky of a blade like this one, because, you know, you obviously have to overcome its weight and everything. So pretty good tuning there. Good alignment as you would expect. And as far as the ergos, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be able to get a full 4-finger grip without a doubt. And there's even a finger choil situation right here. Not the most curved one, but yes, you can comfortably get at it right there for better control. And you know, just putting my thumb here on the blade, it just makes me realize like this thing is chunky, right? It's a chunky one for sure. A little bit of over branding perhaps, you know, with the Remette logo and then the lettering as well, right? It's a little bit overkill. Just give me the logo or just give me the letters. Please don't do both. It may be a little too much. The non-show side is a clean one. And I mean, that right there is about the only thing that's, you know, in the billboarding department. As a matter of fact, I'm checking for the steel here. They don't have it printed anywhere. So future me, double check on their website, put it on the screen. Right, that is the steel we're working with. But their finish is absolutely very good. Very nice bead blasted finish. What do you guys think about the geometry? Absolutely let me know your thoughts on that geometry. What do you like about it? Right? What do you love about it? But yeah, pretty solid on all different deployment options. Very interesting too, and I'm pretty sure this was intentional as well. You know, to give you the whole pocket tank feeling. There is no milling on the inside on either slab of titanium on the handles, which is again a very interesting decision. Yeah, no milling at all. So these are pretty solid titanium handles, to say the least. Decent thickness for them. Obviously, that's the theme of the knife right there. And I think the moment of truth you guys have all been waiting for. Let's try to get somewhere where we don't get any glare. I'm gonna say 7 ounces or so. All right, here we go. Let's go with, look at that. Actually, a little bit heavier than that at 7.9, pretty much borderline 8 ounces. Right, the scale is just kind of deciding which one of the two, but yeah, definitely a good ballpark. 7.9, 8 ounces, right, worth of a pocket beef right there. And again, I know somebody's gonna say in the comments, you know, hey, did you know, Miguel, lighter knives exist? I'm like, no way, Sherlock Holmes. Like, that's what a discovery. I mean, obviously everybody and their mother knows that lighter knives exist. This is an intentional decision. Somebody has had their fair share of other knives out there and they want to try and collect or carry or whatever it is, something different. And this one obviously checks a lot of boxes on that front. Now, the other thing I saw, right, I'm sure you guys are like, listen, if you finish this video, you're gonna talk about this one feature, I'm unsubscribing. And I hear you loud and clear. That is the switch right here, right? So it looks like you can slide this thing forward, right? There we go. And then actually, yeah, I'm not able to move the lock bar at all. So pretty solid engagement right there. It doesn't even have like a degree of wiggle. Like some of them have like maybe just the most microscopic amount of wiggle. But this one is pretty rock solid there, I'll tell you what. So once I slide it forward, that's another lockout point. And then, you know, I guess a lot of companies are also going for the fixed blade appeal too. So, I mean, technically speaking, a folding knife will never be the same as a fixed blade. But what you can do is add as many points of lockup, contact points, to make it as close to a fixed blade as possible. And that's what you got here with this switch. So if you were doing a little bit more hardcore stuff and you just want to have the peace of mind that even though you have a frame lock, which is a pretty robust locking system, maybe you're going to do some chopping for some reason, you don't want it to snap off or something, sliding forward, right, that little switch right there, which is actually pretty well executed, right, with some micro milling, some stair step sort of look to it. It's very easy to slide forward and back, no frills. Bam, very straightforward. So engage, disengage. Yeah, pretty well done right there. And again, it gives you that additional feature there, right, without having to have anything external. Some other knives do offer that feature, for example, like the Tundra here, but you have to carry that additional pin. It's a steel pin that comes with the lanyard. You have to slide it in here and tighten it up. It's an additional thing you would have to just carry around if you want that whole fixed blade sort of, you know, approach on a folder. But here it is actually part of, you know, just built into the knife itself. So that's pretty sweet. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.